Hello. How are let's mute this. How are you today? I'm Beth Create. I am a licensed professional counselor and an intuitive clarity coach. And welcome to today's Tuesday live coaching. My client that's going to be coached live is running a little late, so I wanted to hop on and get started instead of waiting for her to be here, because I'm just not sure how much longer that's going to be, but I didn't want to keep you waiting. So here I am, and I have put in the comments a link to my Zoom room because I want to invite you at any time to hop in here with us and ask questions, give us thoughts, your opinions. You can also put a question in the comments and I'll see it happening over here on my other screen, and I will respond to you and try and help you through whatever's coming up for you. Oh, here she is now. Give her a second to come in. So while we're waiting for KJ to come into the room, Zoom has such a delay. I want to share with you off the top that what you're going to see, what you're going to be a part of here, is what it looks like to coach with me, to be one of my coaching clients. This is the kind of work I do all day, every day with my one-on-one clients and also in my groups. And since Zoom still hasn't put her in the room, I want to tell you I just put out a post a couple hours ago announcing for the first time that in January of 2022, I'm going to be starting some very small group experiences. Groups as small as 2 to 5 people, where the people that are part of the group are all in relatively the same place in their life, going through the same issues, so that there can be a real small, intimate community built around supporting one another. And the topics are wide open. Try again. The topics are wide open. So maybe you are recently divorced. You'd like to be in a group with other new divorcees to learn how to figure out what you want your life to look like now that you're in a new stage, ready to start a new life. Hi.
Hi.
How are you? I'm just going to finish this one thing. Or maybe you just feel stuck and you're thinking about a total rehaul of realizing that the life I'm in now is not the life I really want, but how do I figure out the life I want? And then how do I go about getting it? Or maybe you're trying to decide to stay or go in a relationship. Or maybe you're a new empty nester. Or maybe you are having communication problems with your best friend and you want to be able to coach with that friend to uncover the issues, to learn how to communicate with one another better, to learn how to appreciate one another more. There's an unlimited amount of topics that are possible. And as people come to me with what they want to work on, I will be matching you up, like I said, with like-minded, similar situation people, and be creating these small, intimate groups. So hit me up in a DM or in the comments, and we'll get on a private Zoom chat and talk about what that'll look like for you. Hi, KJ, how are you?
I'm good, Beth. How are you?
Good, thanks for coming back.
Anytime.
So we didn't prep before coming into this because I went live before you got here, but I know we talked yesterday. KJ is in a group that I'm currently running. It's a group on getting clarity about who you are at your most foundational, authentic self, and getting to know and like that most realist version of yourself, and then creating the life that most authentic version of you wants to be living. So last night in the group session, we were talking a little bit about body image, right?
Yep.
And I haven't met a man or woman or youth, teen, 20 something to 80 something who doesn't have body image issues. And as we are embarking on the biggest time of year for the evil diet industry to really start spending its billions of dollars on advertising for the sole purpose of making you feel less than, making you feel like there's something wrong with you if you don't have the perfect size, whatever body they think is perfect. I thought that this is a great time to start talking about this. And like, I don't want to wait until January when people are already making New Year's resolutions. When people are already making New Year's resolutions that are going to do more harm than good. So I thought we'd get a jump on it now and just talk through body positivity, body positive psychology, fully accepting yourself and your body, and loving what your body is and does for you more than the diet industry is going to try and convince you to hate your body. Okay, KJ, so where do you stand in this huge spectrum of, loving, accepting your body, thinking who you are as a person is in no way reflected by your body, and the other end of if your body isn't meeting societal standards, then you're not worthy?
I guess I'm kind of in the middle, because I mean, it's not necessarily about society, what they think of me or my body image. It's what I feel comfortable and healthy in.
Okay.
And right now I don't, with the passing of my mom and the grief and everything, I've just been eating and going straight to sleep and waking up and eating. And, I've put on a few extra pounds, which I had already done that from my surgery. I gained 50 pounds from my surgery, and I don't feel healthy. And that's kind of what it's about for me. It's not so much about, oh my gosh, I'm, wearing a size 14 jeans and I used to wear 4. It's, I don't feel healthy. And yeah, I don't like that they make you feel less than or try to. These diet pills don't work anyway. I'm sorry, I don't care what anybody says. These diet pills don't work. You're wasting your money. It's a ton of money when you can take 2 soup cans and work out and do more good than taking these expensive pills that do nothing for you.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what you're referring to by expensive pills, but really it's
It's just the whole diet industry.
Right.
The whole diet industry, it's constantly pushing some kind of pill on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Some kind of remedy.
pill. Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
or their food, their menus,
their menus, and
their workout. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I just think it's kind of like Christmas is anymore. It's gimmicky.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is all about spending money. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, spend money, spend money. It's not about money. It's about being with your loved ones.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a good point. It's spend money and you'll be happy. It's lose weight and you'll be happy. But
Yeah.
anybody who's done that knows that you're no happier thinner than you were heavier. Our
No.
happiness is not tied to a number on the scale. Our happiness is not tied to a number on a tag at all,
No.
right? It's
To me, it's my
completely.
health.
Yeah. So let's talk for just a second. You keep saying, I don't feel healthy. And we know that you can be healthy at any size.
Yes.
I mean, scientifically, you can be healthy at any size because your health corresponds to your metabolic rates, your cholesterol level, your blood pressure, your sugar levels. It does not correspond to the number on a scale. So when you say, I just don't feel healthy, what does that mean to you?
I feel sluggish. And I don't know if that's because I've always been small, and through menopause, surgery, what have you, I put on all this weight. I feel sluggish.
Mm-hmm. So, and this isn't a therapy session, but I just will throw out there that we can feel sluggish because of hormones, for sure. When you're perimenopausal or menopausal, those hormones will not only cause weight gain, but it's not the weight gain that's making you sluggish, it's the hormonal effect that's making you sluggish. Depression also makes you tired or sluggish.
Yeah.
And I know, just with the passing of your mom and what you've been going through, of course, it only is obvious there's going to be some situational depression there. Not getting good sleep, not getting enough good sleep, what you're putting into your body, what the nutrition content is of the things you eat. These are all many things that could be contributing to the sluggishness. But
Oh, yeah.
but I do believe that, again, this is another diet industry curse. It's only in their best interest to convince you that everything that you're feeling is coming from your weight.
This is true.
Right. I mean, we know of so many, as body positivity has become more and more mainstream, we know of so many athletes who do not have the diet industry standard of perfect weight or the media standard of it, but they're still healthy. Medically
Right.
speaking,
Right.
they're still very healthy. Often you will see like a size 20 woman, 28 woman, 30, whatever woman, any size, larger size woman that is healthier than a size 2 or 4 woman.
Right.
So we've just been so programmed to believe that everything bad that's happening, everything unpleasant that we don't like about our lives is due to our body size. People don't want to be my friend because I'm fat. People don't want to invite me or include me. This person won't even take the time to talk to me. Like, our minds are so programmed to say everything that's happening bad would be fixed if I were thinner, if I were more visually pleasing to people.
And that's more of their gimmicks and their hypes and their psychology bullcrap.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the psychology of selling. It's brilliant marketing. It's just so severely harming millions of women and men now also.
well, it's scary. You know, I've got an 18-year-old granddaughter, and she says, I'm so fat. I'm
Mm.
fat. You've got gigantic boobs, but you're not at by any means. I mean, she wears like a size 3. I'm like, come on, you're not fat. And it scares me because, you know, what's going to happen if she starts believing this crap? And, you know, I don't want her becoming, what is it, anorexic, or was it bulimia?
Well, yeah,
Which is what?
that is what eating disorders are made of, right?
No,
And body dysmorphia, but it's it's more important to say, so what if you are fat? You know, that's one thing that the body positive movement has really making like such strides to do, is to reclaim the word fat.
well, it's her mom has put it in her head, you know, you don't want to be fat like your grandma was, you know, like her mom's mom was really heavyweight for a while, and you know, she would tell her, you don't want to be like your grandma. And that really bothers me because it scares me, because she's very vulnerable. She's just, I can see it happening to her believing that. And that scares me, especially with, like you said, it's that time of year that it's commercial after commercial after commercial, even ads on Facebook and ads on Instagram and YouTube, the ads that pop up everywhere. You know, she sees that everywhere. And that worries me that that's going to start just really eating at her mind. And I worry about that, you know, an eating disorder. And
Yeah,
not trying.
that's a legit concern to have. I wonder how it would feel to you, and what a difference it would make to her if, instead of reassuring her she's not fat, because look, anything can happen, right? You and I are both on medication that causes us to put on weight and not be able to lose it, right?
Right.
That's out of our control. And if we have if we're promoting the message that, oh, don't be silly, you're not fat, you're perfect the way you are, you're a size 4, you're a size 8, you're not fat. Well, what happens when the day comes that they do put on weight, whether it's within their control or not? Then the
Right.
message is, well, if I was okay then, I'm not okay now. And so what if instead we're teaching young men and women that our value doesn't come from the size of our body, and our health also doesn't have to come from the size of our body, and go back to like, what makes you who you are? That's
Yeah.
where your self-worth comes from. If your self-worth is tied to an achievement like losing weight or winning a race or making the most money, then as soon as you can't achieve that anymore, as soon as there's somebody else out there that's faster than you, thinner than you, makes more money than you, you're there, you are less than again.
Right.
So what do you think it would be like to share that message with her?
Yeah. That's definitely something that I need to change, the way that I talk to her about it. Because you're right. She's very naive, and she's a follower.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, and look at how the other message has screwed us up. And
yeah,
everybody we know. And everybody we know.
I know.
I challenge, first of all, I want to re-invite anybody that's watching to hop into the Zoom room with us and join in this conversation or throw something in the comments. But I personally don't know a single human being that isn't affected by their body size. Do you?
No, I mean, even my 12-year-old grandson, he's got, grab a little piece of skin and say, I'm fat. I'm like,
That
what?
hurts. That just hurts my soul.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about? You're meat. You're just skin and bones.
So if you can see yourself having those kinds of conversations with her, like just starting to dip your toe into those kinds of conversations with her, then what's it going to be like for you to start having those kinds of conversations with yourself?
Well, and I was going to say, I think that it is going to actually make me realize, it's going to hit home for me too, because I will listen to what I'm saying. I won't just say it. I will listen to it, and I know it'll make more sense to me. And it's like we talked about last night, that was one of my negatives. And one of the things I wanted to work on was loving my body no matter what. And I know I have a lot of work to do on that, but talking to her about that will definitely help me as well.
So let's talk about that just a little bit, because even though I've been teaching this for over a decade, and even though I'm certified in body positive psychology and I'm on my way to being certified in intuitive eating, I still have half a century of imprinted diet culture ingrained in me, right? So no matter how much I'm on my soapbox about it, I still go through my own stuff with it every day. And I'm honest with my clients, I probably will, or I'm going to say that differently. I may continue to go through it every day forever. That's the damage that 50 years of this diet mentality has done on me, right? But I know that when I first heard you have to love your body, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can ever do that. And my guess is there's a little creature saying the same thing to you. And so here's the thing: accepting your body and loving your body for what it does for you doesn't mean you have to love everything about your body. Right? Because if you come up to me, or if I say to any of my clients, no, we have to work on this. I want you to be able to scan your body up and down and say, yes, I love everything about you. Because I think that's setting up almost everybody to fail.
Fail, yeah.
Right? Do I love my postmenopausal belly? I don't love it. Do I think less of myself because of it? Absolutely not. Do I appreciate that it grew 2 humans in there? Do I appreciate how hard it's had to work to help me recover from all my stuff? Do I appreciate that it's what holds my nourishment and when I eat my nutrients? Like, I appreciate all of that. And I love my body for everything it enables me to do. I love my body because it in no way burdens me with this is who I am, because it's not. This body is just a vessel for who I am. And that's how I can love my body.
It makes sense.
So if I say to you, you don't have to love everything about your body in order to love your body, does that seem more doable?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Because, yeah, there's not going to be, I mean, I'm not perfect. Nobody is.
What is? I mean, like, what is perfect? Because, you know, that 24, 36, 24 Barbie doll thing that we grew up
Right.
with, and who decides what's perfect? Other,
Right.
you know, is it what attracts men or women to you? Everybody's attracted to something different. You
You're
know,
right.
you know, so if the baseline is always moving, what's perfect? And how fucked up is it that we're trying to achieve something that's undefinable in the first place?
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
That's the patriarchy, man. This is such, I mean, dieting is so rooted in the patriarchy, who were the only people that own businesses, you know, when the diet industry started, controlling women and what they eat and what they do and how they feel about themselves.
Yeah.
Right. If only women owned businesses 100 years ago, do you think that this is where we would have ended up?
No, things would things would be a lot different.
Right. Yeah.
This world would be a lot different.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, just in how much everybody would accept one another
Yeah, exactly.
and
I
how
mean,
much
you
confidence you'd have.
can't even count the ways that it would be different.
Right.
My goodness, I couldn't even fathom some of the ways that it would be different.
Yeah. So, you know, we're running out of time now. I have another client in a few minutes, but maybe next time, if this is still a topic that we want to talk about on a live coaching, something else might come up. We can talk about intuitive eating.
Okay.
Are you familiar with that?
No, not at all.
Really?
Not at all.
Okay, so just in case we don't do it, we don't have like something bigger comes up for next week, I'll just drop you the basic tenets of intuitive eating.
Okay.
You eat when you're hungry, no matter what time of day it is. You stop when you're full, no matter how much more is on your plate. You're in tune with your body and what it needs. So when you have hunger cues, you eat. It doesn't matter if you just ate an hour and a half ago. If you're hungry, you eat. If you're not hungry, you don't. And you eat the foods that make you feel good.
Now you're making me hungry.
You probably need to eat. You know, my last client that I finished with at 4 got off and she said she hadn't eaten all day. And I said, I have to go. I'm doing a live. And she said, yeah, I'm going to go eat. It was 4 p.m. She hadn't eaten yet. She was starving.
Me about 7 o'clock at night. It's like, oh man, I haven't even eaten yet today.
Yep. So you eat.
So I eat and then I sit down for the night and then go to bed.
That's okay.
All that heaviness. And I think, you know, sometimes that's why I don't sleep as well, because I just had this huge meal. And
so that's intuitive eating, like seeing, is what I'm going to eat make me feel good? I know sometimes I have a bowl of cereal at 10:30 at night because I'm hungry. And I know if I go to bed hungry, I won't fall asleep well. I won't sleep well. But if I eat, even just like a bowl of cereal, I'll have the best night's sleep ever. You know, so it's about eating when you're hungry because your body's telling you it needs nutrition, and When you recognize that you're full, stop. It's so
Which,
simple.
have you ever heard that when your nose starts running while you're eating, it means you're full?
I have not heard that. I will have to
Okay.
research that.
An ex-boyfriend told me that his mom told him that many, many, many years ago. And that has just stuck with me. And pay attention next time you're eating, your nose starts running. Because I was sniffling one time. We were eating dinner and I'm sniffling. He's like, "You're full." I'm like,
I'll have to look into the science behind that, but
it seems to be true. I mean, I continue to eat because I'm a good cook.
But see, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the thing. And we will do this next week. You continue to eat because it tastes good. But if you gave yourself permission to eat whenever you're hungry, you would be like, oh, I can put the leftovers away because whenever I want more, whenever I'm hungry for more, I can have them.
Right.
Right.
But I don't.
Because
I'm a glutton.
But yeah, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. I think it's a great topic, and I would encourage anybody who has questions or thoughts about this to join us next time, or throw me something in a DM or in the comments of this post. And also, I'm going to put in the comments the link to book a free clarity call with me. So if you're wondering what it would be like for you to coach with me, we can set up a free call and talk about your goals, and I can start helping you in the free call, whether you continue working with me or not. I would be honored to help you in any way I can. So I'll throw that in the comments in a few minutes also. Do you have any last questions or thoughts about body positivity and the insidious diet culture that's about to descend on us en masse?
No, I know you got another client. It's time for your next client. So no, but we'll talk next week for sure.
Yep.
And
If you have anything, jot it down.
I will.
Make a note so you remember it for next time.
I will. And just
Okay.
send me that information on the intuitive eating so I can have that.
Oh, just Google it.
Okay, I will.
Just Google it. The book Intuitive Eating by Evelyn Triboli and can you believe I'm blanking? She wrote a testimonial for the back cover of my book. Elise Resch. They wrote the Bible on intuitive eating, and the book is simply called Intuitive Eating. So okay. You can look at that, and Health at Every Size. That's another one we can spend some time talking about down the road.
Okay.
This is my soapbox. I'm really passionate about talking about this because this is something that just holds everybody back from really loving themselves.
It does.
Yeah. So, well, I want to thank you so much for being the guinea pig live on Facebook, getting some live coaching in front of who knows how many people. So thank you for honoring me with that. And you and I will talk soon. And to all of you, thank you for sticking into the end. I hope to see your thoughts, comments, questions in my DM, or to see you on my calendar for a clarity call. All the best. See you guys next week.
Bye, Beth.
Bye, Kelly Jo. Thank you.
Welcome.